Hi, my name is Dhelbig. I'm currently enrolled in Toro College's graduate program for education and special education studies. Today for Professor Levy's class I will be discussing ADHD, characteristics of ADHD, how it affects children, and also behavior modifications that could be used in the classroom. ADHD, the symptoms include inattention and or hyperactivity and impulsivity. Inattention can affect a student by they might not be able to complete their homework, they might procrastinate, they frequently shift from one unaccomplished task to another, they're easily distracted in the classroom by insignificant things. Hyperactivity, symptoms of that would be fidgeting, squirming when seated, getting up frequently to walk or run around the room, always being on the go, and excessive talking. Impulsivity symptoms include impatience, difficulty delaying responses, blurting out answers to questions, for example, without raising their hands, difficulty waiting their turn, initiating conversation at inappropriate times. Long-term prognosis of students affected by ADHD. A lot of children ultimately adjust. However, some, especially those associated with conduct or oppositional defiant disorder, are more likely to drop out of school and have problems later on in life when it comes to obtaining and holding down a job. So it's important to it's important for teachers to recognize that children have ADHD and to work with their students in order to help them overcome it. Parents should also be involved when they are aware that their child does have this disability. Ways they can become involved would be involved in school, check their schoolwork, be familiar with their teachers, encourage them to interact with other children their age, and also to interact with typically developing children that don't have the disorder. So I'd like to show a few visuals that I have for the classroom. First, we have here these classroom visuals could be posted around the classroom just to remind the students to raise your hand before you speak. Children with ADHD have problems with the impulsivity, and that would help. Keep your eyes on the teacher, which means to pay attention to the teacher instead of being distracted by other things in the room. Line up quietly so you don't have a stampede to the door, and be quiet at all times in the classroom. Another thing that can help students with ADHD is they should be given clear and concise instructions of what's going to happen during the day. So it's nice to post every day the agenda that will happen in the classroom. I based my agenda here on, for example, a 45-minute class. Since I'm specializing in grades 5 through 9, my students most likely will be changing classes, and the class time will generally be anywhere between 45 to 50 minutes. So, for example, I just want to review this quickly. First thing I'm going to do, review yesterday's homework. A lot of kids, like I said, with ADHD have a problem completing their homework. So we want to make sure that's the first thing we do every day. Discuss current events. Get the kids involved to find out what's going on in the world around them. Give them a background on, for example, a reading assignment that they're going to be doing. And then after that, conduct a paired reading activity where students would pair up and work one-on-one with another student so they could brainstorm and find ideas together and get through the passage. Afterwards, have a class discussion. Another thing that students with ADHD should be given a clear, concise idea of what's expected. I have here Mrs. Dhelbig's All-Stars. Tasks throughout the day that they would be measured and could receive stars for a reward system would be, again, completing their homework. Do they raise their hands when they have a question? Do they remain seated during the entire class? Did they bring in a current events article from home? And did they take notes during class? So by having a reward system like this, students are able to gain a sense of accomplishment by seeing how many starts that they do have at the end of the day or the end of the week. Excuse me. And another way that a teacher would be able to reinforce that would be to have maybe a class party to give the child a small gift, or even just a simple reward certificate. So these are all behavior modifications that can be used in the classroom for students who are affected by ADHD. Thank you for your time. My name is Dhelbig.